Hello and welcome to Edmonton for Game 7 of what has been a very up and down, back and forth, whirlwind Stanley Cup Final. Florida had a 3-0 lead at one point, but it's now 3-3, and it comes down to this very game to see who will take home the Stanley Cup. Panthers in red, white, and black, and the Oilers in blue and orange and white. Away we go in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. We thank you for joining us. This is going to be an exciting night of hockey as we see Barkov with the puck now for Florida. Moving towards the goal, takes a shot, but Skinner able to make the save. And Hyman seems to be getting a bit of an altercation with Skinner. As we see this puck drop, Nurse to Draisaitl. Verhaeghe will take it for Florida. Forsling, Barkov, Verhaeghe again. Race the puck now, won by Ekblad. He goes into the boards. And Draisaitl will take it for Edmonton. Draisaitl takes the shot, and what a shot it is. Bobrovsky able to make the save, but now a chance perhaps for Edmonton. Bobrovsky keeping the puck safe. And that'll lead us to another face-off. Won by Florida. Mikola in the corner to Bennett. To Tkachuk. Taken now for Edmonton. John Mark. Nugent Hopkins. Kane. Bouchard with a big shot. Kane able to recover the puck for Edmonton. And Bobrovsky able to keep the puck safe once again. This face-off won by the Oilers, and Nugent Hopkins almost had it there. Oh, there we go! Edmonton taking the lead with a very sudden goal. And the celebration beginning as Ryan Nugent Hopkins scores the first goal of Game 7. Bobrovsky could not get to that part of the goal in time. And as a result, it is 1-0 for Edmonton here at Rogers Place. As they go to the center. Florida winning this face-off. Ekholm, however, will take it quickly for Edmonton. Kane moving up, close to the wall. Nugent Hopkins takes another shot, but he is unsuccessful. Bouchard now recovers it for Edmonton. Kane ran into some trouble there with the defense. Jan Mark. Bobrovsky makes the save. As we see the replay here. Got a bit physical there near the end. And we see this puck drop again. Won by Florida. Luostarinen. Moving towards Edmonton's goal, but it's intercepted by Bouchard. Ekholm now. McLeod. Perry. Ekman Larson for Florida. Rodriguez. Oh. Chance here? No. Taken by Bouchard. Fogele. Perry. Who's going to be here? It's going to be Fogele for Edmonton. Perry to McLeod. Barkov takes for Florida, but he gets violently checked. Luostarinen. Barkov takes the shot right into the glove of Skinner. And the Oilers keep it 1-0 for now. Edmonton winning this face-off. Kulak. Draisaitl. Nikola will have it for Florida. Verhaeghe. Montour, Reinhardt, Barkov. Montour with a spectacular shot, but it runs into some trouble on the way to the goal. Hyman now for Edmonton. Around behind the goal. McDavid had it there. Has it again. Who's going to be here? Montour winning the race to the puck for Florida. Reinhardt, oh, he gets sent to the wall, but Verhaeghe able to recover it. Montour sent one into the pad of Skinner. Bennett. That one has rattled the frame of the net. Hyman now takes it for Edmonton. Descharnais. McDavid. And that's the first offside call of this game as we go to the face-off. 4 face-offs won by Florida, 3 by Edmonton, now 5 for Florida. Nugent Hopkins and Nurse taking it for Edmonton. Janmark, Kane. Force lane for Florida. Kane takes it back. Nugent Hopkins, Nurse. Janmark. Chechi. Kane to Nurse. Takes the shot. Oh. To Tkachuk. Cousins. Puck now with Edmonton, and someone's going to the box. Nick Cousins for tripping. And I think we'll see a replay on that here. Oh. So the face-off as we enter the first power play of Game 7, and it is a power play for Edmonton. Kulikov, puck's in the air, or was. Luostarinen. Lundell. Kulikov. Mikkola. Luostarinen. Lundell. Skinner able to make the save. Covering the puck with his glove. 7 minutes and 41 seconds to go here in the first period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And neither of the two players facing off won it there. Nugent Hopkins wants another goal. Goes onto the frame. Saved. Draisaitl, Ekholm. Bobrovsky makes the catch. And a spectacular catch. As we see the replay. Watch this here if we can see it. Ekblad. Stenlund. Oh. Nurse to Nugent Hopkins. Lomberg has it there for Florida. Into the air it goes. Nurse for Edmonton. Hyman to Nugent Hopkins. Ekblad had it for a moment. Bobrovsky will keep the puck. And with 6:23 to go in period number 1. We go to another face-off. 7-4 in favor of Florida on face-offs, but this will be the 5th win for Edmonton. Perry to McLeod. McDavid, Bouchard. Oh, McLeod. McDavid lined up there. Lundell will take it for Florida now. Cousins. Lundell, no. Into the boards, I believe. Perry goes around the goal. Passes to Bouchard. Bouchard to McLeod. To Kane. Back to Perry. This goes onto the frame. Bobrovsky is going to keep the puck safe. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to go here in this first period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Reinhardt. Kulikov for Hagee. Nugent Hopkins takes it now for Edmonton. Nurse, Janmark, and Verhaeghe for Florida. Nugent Hopkins with the only goal so far in this game. Janmark is going to take it for Edmonton. Verhaeghe. Barkov. Oh. Nurse. Vacant. Now Ekman-Larsson for Florida. Holloway. Nurse. Chechi. Oh! And what a shot that is. Dylan Holloway from out of nowhere. The distance. Incredible. Look at this. It flies through the air. Bobrovsky couldn't keep track of that at all. And the Edmonton Oilers up 2-0 in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. 2:41 to go in the first period. Tkachuk now. Now Florida trying to get the first goal of this game, trying to stay in this. This is one of the most important games, if not the most important game these players will be in their entire career. Oh, good save there, diving down to the ice. Tkachuk to Cousins, and now it'll be 1-on-2 with the goalie, Bennett. Close to the goal, Bouchard for Edmonton. Delayed penalty, it seems, for Florida, although I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Tripping on Bennett. And as we get this stoppage with under a minute to go, he will be sent to the penalty box. And the rest of this period, this first period of the Stanley Cup Final, Game 7, I should say, although it may as well be a one-off, rest of it will be a power play. Ekholm to Perry. Bobrovsky makes the save. Mikkola. McLeod. Bobrovsky with a catch now. 40.2 seconds to go. Bit of an altercation down there on the ice, but not progressing to a full-blown fight. Perry. Nurse. Ekholm. Save made by Bobrovsky. Mikkola. Mikkola goes down on the ice. Kulikov to Luostarinen. Final few seconds here before we go to the first intermission. Lundell to McLeod. Well, intercepted by McLeod, I should say. And it'll be 2-0 for Edmonton at the end of the first period here in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Back here in Edmonton for the second period of this Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Edmonton 2, Florida 0. Can the Panthers get back into this one? Nugent Hopkins with the first shot of this period. Draisaitl to McDavid. And it's deflected there by Forsling, who now has the puck. Lundell to Luostarinen, and it's a goal! It's a goal for Florida! Well, that didn't take long. They can strike at any time. Look at that. And you can see that Skinner made a move. He tried to catch it, but it slipped by. He was just a few milliseconds late, and it's 2-1, and the Florida Panthers get their first goal of this game. And a reminder, we are still in a power play for the Oilers. Oh, as one of Florida's players got sent to the penalty box at the end of the period, the first period. Forsling now sends it into the air. McDavid for Edmonton. Nugent Hopkins to Hyman. Ekblad for Florida. Forsling. Hyman. Reinhart. Forsling. Lundell. Puck by the wall. McDavid to Nugent Hopkins. Hyman. Oh. Nikola with the check. Now Verhaeghe to Barkov. Reinhart. And it's in! And just like that, within minutes of this period starting, the Florida Panthers have tied the game. It is 2-2 thanks to Alexander Barkov. As we see this advance from the Florida Panthers. It is now 2-2, just like that. And this is proving one thing that ice hockey... Oh, he's gone down. He's lost his helmet. And they will make a substitution. What I was going to say before that happened was, this is proving one thing. Ice hockey can be a very, very unpredictable sport. These goals just out of nowhere. And just like that, it's 2-2. Panthers trying to make it 3-2, but McLeod will catch this. Perry to Nurse. Fogele behind the goal. Perry. Tkachuk will take it now. Cousins. Barkov. And Skinner is going to keep it there. As we hear the organ trying to get the home fans fired up. Oh! As we see this replay, McLeod going down on the ice there. 10-9. Oilers leading in face-offs 1. Cousins now to Tkachuk. Holloway. Chechi. Nurse. Gagne. Bobrovsky will make the save. Cousins. Bennett. Descharnay. Kulak. And now looking for a goal. Bobrovsky able to make the catch and the save. And the score remains 2-2 here in Edmonton. We thank you for joining us for this Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Lockwood for Florida. Lomberg. Kane had it for a moment. Pass to Nugent Hopkins. Janmark now for Edmonton. Trying to maneuver through. Nugent Hopkins sends one to Bobrovsky. And Stenlund now for Florida. Lomberg takes the shot. Skinner will make the save and keep the puck where it is. Stenlund, Florida wins the face-off, and Montour puts the Panthers in the lead. Celebration beginning on the ice. As we take a look at this replay. Boom. Stenlund sort of backhands it, so to speak. And then only a matter of a few seconds. And Florida have taken the lead. 3 goals in this period. It was 2-0. But not even 10 minutes into period number 2. And it's 3-2. Lockwood now could make it 4-2. Skinner tries to make the catch. Montour with a big shot there. Lomberg got in the way. ironically. Kane to Nugent Hopkins. Ekholm. Bouchard. Montour will get it for Florida. Now Stenlund. Lomberg off the frame of the net. Still going here. Mikkola almost got a goal. Hyman gets sent down by Reinhardt. And now they're battling for the puck as Montour moves up to the goal. Off the pad. Verhaeghe. Barkov for Florida. Keeps it with Florida as Forsling passes to Verhaeghe. Barkov takes the shot, but it's been deflected. Forsling. Barkov. Ekholm to Draisaitl. Hyman for Edmonton. McDavid now moving up, trying to make it 3-3, but it is saved. Perry off the pad, trying to go for this again. Ekblad for Florida. Draisaitl. Forsling now for Florida. Barkov to Ekblad. Ekblad's going to move up, close to the net. No. No goal. Chechi to Nurse. Perry. Chechi. Ekblad for Florida. Cousins. No. Kulikov. McLeod for Florida. For Edmonton. Moving up. Cousins to Bennett. As we have under 6 minutes to go in this second period of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. We thank you for joining us. This has been very exciting indeed as we get another offside call. And you can hear the organ once again trying to fire up these home Edmonton fans. And perhaps the players as well. Nugent Hopkins took a shot. Bobrovsky able to make the catch. And 5 minutes and 11 seconds remain here in the second period. Kulikov. Kane. Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton. Janmark. Luostarinen for Florida. Ekman Larsson. Kulak. Nugent Hopkins. Puck with Edmonton. Kane. Descharnais. Lundell is going to keep them from tying this. Rodriguez. Luostarinen. Lundell. Luostarinen. As the boards wobble a bit. Mikkola to Lundell. Reinhardt. Oh. Well, nobody ever said hockey wasn't rough. Skinner with the catch. 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go in period number 2. Look at this. 32 hits in the game for the Oilers, 29 for Florida. 13-12 on faceoffs. Now it's tied, but previously in favor of Edmonton. Mikkola. Reinhardt. Bouchard to Ekholm for Edmonton as we enter this final minute and a half. Edmonton trying to tie. And we're into the final minute now. Ekblad for Hagee. Bouchard for Edmonton. McLeod is going to move up. Defense on the chase. Bobrovsky will make the save and just hold the puck for safekeeping. 15.2 seconds to go in the second quarter. In what has been a very exciting, or second period, I should say, not quarter. in what has been a very exciting game. 5.2 seconds to go. Offside, a penalty, and an empty net. A lot of conditions out there on the ice. And once again, we will see a penalty at the very end of a period. Warren Fogela goes to the penalty box. And a power play for Florida for 5.2 seconds, or 5 on 3, I should say, 2 sent to the penalty box. And it'll be 3-2, it seems, at the end of the second period. 1.5 seconds to go. I don't think you can score a goal in 1.5 seconds, but prove me wrong. As we go to period number 3. Back in Edmonton for the third period of Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. Away we go. Florida 3, Edmonton 2. Oilers had the lead at the end of the first period, but the Panthers came back in a big way in the second, and now Tkachuk trying to make it 4-2. 3 goals in 1 period for the Panthers, and they now have the lead here in Game 7. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We are tied again as Bobrovsky lets it go through. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with a goal here for the Oilers. Let's see the replay here. He had it, but then it slid on the ice and into the goal. And that is a terrible mistake to make, especially in a game as high stakes as this. He even tries to keep the puck where it is, but unbeknownst to him, it isn't there. It's moving towards the goal. Florida 3, Edmonton 3, just like that. And mind you, this is a 5 on 3 in favor of the Panthers, as Reinhart tries to give Florida back its lead. Montour. Oilers shorthanded because of a couple of penalties. Verhaeghe to Barkov. Reinhart. To Tkachuk. Interception there. Verhaeghe, offside warning. Trying to make it 4-3. Final few seconds of this 5 on 3. Reinhart. Kulak got the interception. Montour as the puck was in the air. And now the other two back on the ice as Skinner nearly lets the puck in. And we are tied. Can you imagine if this Stanley Cup Final Game 7 were to go to overtime? That is unprecedented, especially when you consider the fact that, I think I mentioned at the start of this broadcast, Florida had the lead 3-0. But then in Game 4 was a huge, huge victory for Edmonton. And since then, the Oilers have been able to tie things up here. Forsling to Barkov. Verhaeghe. Nugent-Hopkins now to Nurse for Edmonton. Hyman. Nurse. Reinhart for Florida. Ekblad. Lundell. Draisaitl. Nurse. McDavid. McDavid moving up, takes the shot right into the goalie. Forsling to Luostarinen. Rodriguez. Lindell. McDavid against the wall. Luostarinen. Oh, good save there by Skinner. Rodriguez. McDavid for Edmonton. Hyman now to the other side of the rink. Montour. Mikkola takes it. Despite that dangerous situation. Oh, Luostarinen gets just taken out. Perry intercepted by Tkachuk, but not for long. Nurse takes the shot. McLeod now trying to maneuver through somehow. Nurse, Bennett has it. Nurse to Fogele. Mikkola with the interception for Florida. Bennett now for the Panthers. Tkachuk. Mikkola. Cousins. Race to the puck. McLeod intercepted by Fogele. Nurse. Chechi. Cousins with the interception for the Panthers. Cousins again. Lomberg. At it for a moment. Chechi to Kane as Edmonton have the puck again. Lockwood to Lomberg. Takes the shot. No. Kulikov. Kane for Edmonton. Nugent Hopkins. Janmark. Good shot there, but he makes it look easily. Deflected by Bobrovsky, who will keep the puck there. And fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first NHL game in the short history of the Ultrasport Network. We thank you for joining us as we cover what very well could be a historic night here for the NHL. It is currently 3-3. We are set up to go to overtime with 10 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in this third period. Verhaeghe. Kulak for Edmonton. Brown. Intercepted by Verhaeghe. Down he goes, and that's going to be a penalty. Connor Brown for tripping. We've had quite a few tripping penalties here tonight. And the Panthers now into the power play. Question is, can they use that advantage to get a goal, get a much-needed goal, and maybe take the Stanley Cup home? Hold off the Oilers long enough. Ekblad to Rodriguez. Back to Ekblad. Takes the shot. Descharnay. Bennett. Rodriguez. Ekholm for Edmonton. McLeod. Ekholm takes the shot. Bobrovsky with the save. Ekholm still has the puck. Lundell, McLeod, and it's in! It is in once again. It has just slid away from Bobrovsky. And now a celebration in Edmonton. A celebration in this arena as the Oilers have taken the lead. Let's see the replay here. It goes off of his pad. And he moves to try and do something, but it's too late. And now the Oilers may very well have the Stanley Cup. 8 minutes and 28 seconds remain to secure what would be one of the greatest comebacks in the history of sports. But Florida wanting to make sure that doesn't happen. Remember, they're on a power play. Ekman-Larsson gets quite close to the goal. Kulak sends the puck into the air. Ekblad had it, but offside is called. Ladies and gentlemen, if anything would be considered intense, this most definitely is it. Montour, Skinner with the catch. And that'll stop us once again. Take us to another face-off. Unbelievable game here tonight. 21 face-offs won by Florida, 15 by Edmonton. Now I believe it's 22. Verhaeghe took the shot. Skinner able to make the catch. Seen a lot of shots by the Panthers here, and it makes sense. This is the most high-pressure situation these players will ever be in their career, and one of the most high-pressure situations of their entire lives. Nugent Hopkins looking to secure it, looking for an insurance goal perhaps to make it 5-3. But the Panthers able to prevent that from happening. Both teams, I believe, back at full strength as Tkachuk takes a shot. Barkov to Reinhart! Reinhart with the goal! Reinhart with the goal! And we are tied again, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen anything like this? Let's see the replay. It's behind the goal. Barkov with the pass. Reinhart somehow is able to get it in, and it's 4-4. Ekblad. Now a goal here would be really intense, really extraordinary. But we are set up to go to overtime again, ladies and gentlemen, if something doesn't happen within these final under 6 minutes. Less than 6 minutes. This is incredible. This is nothing short of incredible. This may go down as one of the greatest games of ice hockey to ever be played. And some penalty call here on Edmonton, on Connor McDavid for hooking. And you can see he's a bit angry there in the penalty box as he throws a water bottle against the ground. That's certainly not going to do his team any favors, as it's Florida on a power play once again. A goal here by either team would all but secure the Stanley Cup. We have under 5 minutes to go now officially in regulation, but we may very well be going to overtime. Every player on the ice here doing their utmost to prevent that from happening. Bit of a risky play there from Edmonton's goalie. Left the goal a bit unguarded, but was able to get it to a fellow Oiler and not into the misfortune of a Panther. And he makes a save here. .417. 24 faceoffs won by the Panthers, 16 by Edmonton. Montour takes a shot. Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins, Barkov for Florida. Reinhart takes the shot. Reinhart is the one who tied us up here. Barkov. Shot taken, but Skinner able to make the save. 3 minutes, 34 seconds to go here in regulation. And with every second that goes by, the likelihood of overtime gets closer and closer. Think about this prospect, ladies and gentlemen. An entire best-of-7 series. Going to the last game, Game 7, where one team wins, one team loses, winner takes all. Now imagine that game, and it goes to a tie, and it's sudden death. That is... It's just one of the most incredible situations you can have in any sport, as we now have a 4-on-4 apparently. This is just... This will go down as one of the all-time moments in the history of any sport. The Chicago Cubs winning the 2016 World Series, something like that. If you're a cricket fan, and I suspect not many people here are, the Chennai Super Kings winning the 2023 Indian Premier League amidst all the rain. Bennett trying to make a move, but he is unsuccessful. The point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, is that no matter how this ends, it is going to be historic. It is going to be incredible. Be it in a sudden death overtime, or be it within the final 2 minutes and 2 seconds of this third period. Lindell, Kulikov, Luostarinen. At this point, it's like nothing else ever happened in this series. The only thing that matters now is getting one goal. One goal to decide the whole series. Kulikov. McDavid to McLeod. Perry. Kulikov to Tkachuk as we enter the final minute of regulation. And it indeed looks like we are set up to go to overtime. Tkachuk's going to try for one more here. Verhaeghe gets checked. Reinhart with a chance. Montour. Again Montour to Reinhart, who tied this up 4-4 a few minutes ago. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to overtime in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Game 7. Sudden death overtime. 4-4 between the Panthers and the Oilers. This can be summarized in one phrase. You only have one chance. The entire series up to this point did not matter. Does not matter. The entire game up to this point does not matter. The only thing that matters at this point is getting a goal with one of the most prestigious trophies in all of sports on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, Forsling goes down there. Thank you so much for tuning in for what may be the most exciting moment we've ever had in the short history of the Ultrasport Network. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Florida? Is it going to be Edmonton? It looked like it was a lock for the Panthers. It was 3-0, but Edmonton able to come back in this series, make it 3-3. It's 4-4 in this game. One goal, and that is all that matters. You cannot afford to mess up here. Not if you're a goalie, not if you're a player, not if you're a coach. This is it. This is what you train your entire life for. 28 faceoffs won by the Panthers, 18 by Edmonton. This is the moment you dream of as a kid playing on the pond with your family, your brothers and sisters. But now it's real. I cannot imagine the stress everyone on the ice is going through at this moment. Every hockey fan in America, in Canada, throughout the world, who knows what they are thinking. Cousins, close there. Nugent Hopkins to Cecchi. Janmark. Draisaitl's going to have a chance. He almost had it. Bouchard. Mikkola to Tkachuk. And Ekholm will swoop in, make the save. Empty net for Edmonton. Delayed penalty for Florida. And it is Sam Bennett going to the penalty box. Oilers now have a power play. The question is, what can they do with that? Will it be successfully leveraged to win them the Stanley Cup? "14 minutes, 46 seconds, but if we're here until 3 a.m., we're here until 3 a.m. There must be a winner here in Game 7. Perry to McDavid. Lundell now for Florida. Luostarinen saved. Kulikov. Mikkola takes the shot. Skinner with the save. Almost won the Stanley Cup there. It'll be a 4-on-4. As Evander Kane is sent to the penalty box. I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Here we go. Nurse. Montour. Barkov. Off the frame of the net. Hyman. Nurse. Chechi. Moving up, close to the goal. Hyman. Nurse to Nugent Hopkins. Kulikov to Barkov for Florida. Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton. Chechi and Hyman. Kulikov. Barkov. Rodriguez. Ekholm for Edmonton. Something here. As we go to a face-off. It could end at any moment, ladies and gentlemen. This could be over at any moment. Brown. Ekblad. Ekholm for Edmonton. Kane, who's back on the ice. Bobrovsky able to make the catch. The most important person on the ice there is the goalie for both teams. One slip up, and someone's going to slip up tonight. We don't know who, but it will cost you the Stanley Cup. Montour. Kane. Bouchard to Ekholm. Kane again to Tkachuk. And again, Kane gets sent to the penalty box. And it's a power play 5-on-4 for the Panthers. And again, that question, can it be leveraged? Will it be leveraged to win them the Stanley Cup? Face-off in Edmonton's end. Reinhardt, Ekblad takes the shot. Reinhardt. Ekholm for Edmonton. Ekblad for Florida. McLeod. Reinhardt. Tkachuk. Yes! 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 The Florida Panthers win the Stanley Cup. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The celebration beginning out on the ice. 5-4, your final score here tonight at Edmonton. From 3-0 in the early going, 3-0 to the disastrous Game 4, to now, when they have achieved what some might consider impossible. Sam Reinhart, who made it 4-4, tied us up in the third period. The winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy, and now the moment everyone has been waiting for. The presentation of the legendary Stanley Cup. This goes back decades, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most storied trophies in all of sports. And now the celebration will begin. The iconic moment that every hockey fan dreams of. Raising the Stanley Cup for your team and basking in the glory of one of the most prestigious trophies in all of sports. I've called it that before. I'll call it that again, perhaps. But the history behind this trophy is not to be understated. And tonight, the Florida Panthers are the victors. An arduous season culminating in an exciting championship series. The Stanley Cup is going to Sunrise, Florida. And we want to thank you for joining us for our coverage of Game 7 here. Tkachuk, who had the winning goal here in overtime, certainly deserving the honors of lifting the trophy. It is because of him that the Panthers can call themselves champions. And to Sergei Bobrovsky, the goalie, one of the most vital roles in any hockey team, especially in overtime. He wasn't the one to slip up, as I mentioned before. Instead, it was Skinner. The pressure that you undergo in a situation like that has to be unthinkable. But Bobrovsky survives, the Florida Panthers survive, and they win the Stanley Cup. From Edmonton, we say goodbye and good night. The Panthers are Stanley Cup champions.